first speaker today is Audrey Kitagawa. And Miss Audrey Kitagawa is an international leader in interfaith cooperation, gender equality, and multicultural collaboration. Audrey serves in multiple global roles, including within the G20 Interfaith Forum and Religions for Peace, recognized for advancing the vision of the United Nations. So many awards. Audrey's got a very long bio that we'll share in the chat. Audrey brings decades of work in diplomacy, justice, and spiritual leadership, and she is the founder and president of the International Academy for Multicultural Cooperation. Miss Audrey Kitagawa, welcome. As always, you look amazing. We're really excited to hear your sharings and your reflections as we scale up to planetary consciousness, building strong alliances, networks, coalitions, and partnerships. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, Ben. And I would like to express my deepest appreciation to you and the Unity Earth team of sponsors and volunteers for this invitation to participate in this 2026 Unity Earth Symposium. The topic of day 2, exploring networks, coalitions, and collaborative responses to global challenges. And this is a very critical area to examine because it is more important than ever that civil society collaborate through their networks, organizations, and coalitions to leverage their strengths in the pursuit of peaceful, sustainable solutions to our complex global challenges. And who is civil society? Each and every one of us. You know, long ago, John Donne wrote in part, "No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. Every man's death diminishes me because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee." This passage comes from Donne's 1624 prose work, Devotions Upon Emergent Occasions. It really expresses the interconnectedness of humanity, that each person is part of the larger whole. So any one person's suffering or death affects us all. Herein is a need for all of us to develop the deeper heart of caring, compassion, and love for each other. Herein is the articulation of the underlying reality of our unitive consciousness, that at the deepest level of our being, we inherently know that we are one, arising from the divine creator of all there is, and at all times exist within it and are never parted from it. In the external world, however, where we perceive individuation and separation, whether of body, buildings, or the multitudes of species and diversity of cultures, races, and countries, all exist within the sacred construct of immense beauty and potential. We are actually standing upon that field of infinite possibilities that ever poses challenges to us to tap into our own creativity that always seeks to develop within that field from which emergent ideas and opportunities arise as part of the great confluence of the evolutionary flow of planetary consciousness. This arising planetary consciousness shows a shift in our understanding of our sacred relationality to the Earth and its biosphere, which includes the regions of the surface, atmosphere, and hydrosphere of the Earth, occupied by living organisms, of which human beings are just one species of billions of species that inhabit this Earth. So this planetary consciousness is a call to shift from seeing our role as taking dominion over the Earth, which has caused the economically exploitative and extractive industries and behaviors that led to massive deforestation and pollution of these vital natural resources, to that of the return of an understanding that our relationship to the Earth is sacred, and we must respect and honor all that is sacred. This is where learning the ways of the sacred wisdom of the indigenous people will help us to have this deep respect and caring for the earth as its guardians and stewards, rather than dominators of the earth that can act with impunity. This sacred relationality means that we understand human flourishing and the actualization of our beautiful potential are directly dependent upon a healthy, flourishing earth. Increasingly, we do understand that we are all interconnected and interdependent. So the call of the times is to become externalized expressions of our ability to share our love for each other through building partnerships, networks, and collaborative responses, which give meaningful purpose to precious moments in time to be together. There is no one person, organization, or government that can do it all alone. This will take collective action. This is why what we are discussing today is so critical to our flourishing and survival as a human family. This symposium demonstrates the different ways people are coming together around those messages and actions that touch, move, and inspire us to become increasingly better people who are willing to do selfless service to help each other. Civil society organizations, including NGOs, faith-based groups, indigenous organizations, and grassroots movements, contribute to global responsibilities to share challenges through norm setting, mobilization, moral guidance, and have tremendous impact on eventually shaping and changing policies. Greater collaboration and networking among these organizations and people can make them more effective and facilitate their shared visions and purpose. They're also designed through the process of mobilization in large coalitions that can create that tipping point for transformative change. Some of the most important campaigns for human rights, justice, and environmental stewardship have originated outside of governments, inspired by moral and ethical views of civil society who have become important voices for advocacy and activism. Advocacy sheds light on concerns and challenges, and activism mobilizes community, national, and international actions that can ultimately influence public policy and the creation of more just laws and ways of being together. Networks also create pathways for the dissemination of best practices that can become normative to serve communities better. Approaches developed in one context can be adapted to another, and successful initiatives can spread more rapidly through established relationships. In this way, networks function not only as communication systems, but as systems of collective learning and the distribution of important humanitarian aid in times of crisis. Networks are not simply structures, they are dynamic environments in which relationships, knowledge, and shared purpose evolve together. There is an exhilarating energy in the theme of this year's Unity Earth Symposium, Spiraling Up. It speaks to a rising level of consciousness, integrating experience, collective wisdom, and responsibility with a higher level of coherence, and sharing the moment of our inquiries and observations on the upward journey that we share through our vision of people coming together, and have begun and pursued integrating these experiences and wisdom and at higher levels of understanding of what our human experiences represent in the totality of our lives that become part of the recorded history of our presence here. While remaining rooted in our own cultures and traditions, collaboration through shared purpose creates space for collective action undergirded by the synergy of many shared values, principles, and ideals. While honoring our distinct heritages and bodies of knowledge, we will find that both our commonalities and our differences are essential to addressing our global challenges. Diverse perspectives deepens understanding, expands problem-solving capabilities, and strengthens collective responses. Even where goals or approaches differ, Shared ethical and moral commitments provide a foundation for cooperation. Through these connections, we're able to face global challenges with vision, hope, and a sense of shared purpose. What is emerging is not only new institutional arrangements, but a growing recognition that our very connectivity with each other compels this cooperative collaboration across differences, which is becoming the defining capability of our time. In spite of divisions and cultural divides, our ability to act together is one of the most important indicators of our resilience, flourishing, and survivability. This is the power of civil society. Ordinary citizens coming together to become collective agents of positive transformation to their collective collaboration with each other. This ultimately becomes the expression of how we have stepped forward to seize this precious opportunity to shape our share our compassion, love, and caring for each other in selfless service to humanity. Therein is the actualization of the magnificence of life through its seeming ordinariness. This is the grandness of a life well lived, an expression of heaven on earth. Thank you so much for this privilege to share with you today.